Hello there, what we have here is a inbox review of Academy's F-4B Phantom 1 in 48 scale. So let's get this out of the box and let's have a look what we have. Now this kit is supposed to be a new tool, has won awards and is like kind of basically beating Hasegawa's F4 Phantom. But let's have a look and let's see what we're getting. We've got this nice little cover here, which I don't know, you can maybe turn into a poster. Looks quite nice. What we have in here, let's have a look to start off with. We've got our fuselage section, which does look how our the 1 in 32nd scale Tamiya F4 Phantom goes together, which is kind of different from the Hasegawa version, whereas we have the whole fuselage section here. And just as an example, I do happen to have a Hasegawa F4 Phantom here, and as you could probably see, we've got two fuselage sections that come together, whereas this is just the one. Now let's bring you right in and let's see what detail we can see on here. Hopefully, as you can see, we do have nice detail going on here. It's very fine. We've got recessed panel lines, recessed rivets, and as I say, it is very fine. In some cases, I'm almost not sure if it's maybe a little bit too fine for its own good, because I mean, we've got to try and get an actual wash in here to actually, you know, bring out that weathering wash that we do. So hopefully it's not too fine, which I do kind of find actually Academy's recessed panel lines are, you know, with some of their kits a bit too fine and you can't get your wash in there. We've also got here as well, I find that when you have these kits where they bring the two molds together like they have done here, you get like these kind of mold lines just on here, which just need a little bit of a sanding out and then kind of like a rescribe. So there's those two little mold lines that we've got going down there, and we've got a little one also just here, but it's one line that goes down there. It's you know, a bit the same as like those seam lines that you get going down canopies, a bit like that. Other than that, it's looking quite good in some ways. I don't know if it's just me, but is that looking a little bit smaller than our Phantom by Hasegawa? Actually no, no, it looks about the same size-ish. Second, I just thought it looked a little bit too small. So moving along and getting out a blade at the same time, if I can just find it. Yes, here we go. We'll just open up our first little bag here. Now these parts are black, and you'll find that this is one of those kits where they make the different sprues different colours so as you can kind of build this without spraying it. I don't really kind of like that, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to spray, then you're probably the kind of person who doesn't want to spend loads of money on a kit, to be honest, because this is about I think it's about £30–40 ish. So coming along, we've got some nice detail here on the back of our exhaust here, looking very nice, and it's moulded in like a very kind of gun bolt metal kind of plastic, but that does actually look like a nice bit of mould in there. Okay, our exhaust cans, you might want a bit of a close-up on these. Looking at them, they are looking quite nice. For out of the box, I mean, they're not bad actually, they're not bad. And we've got some more at the back here. Looking inside these, they look quite nice as well inside those exhausts. It does look like some nice detail we've got going on there. Keep you zoomed in a bit. A few more bits of detail. We've got lots of little bits here. We've got our ejector seats. Let's have a look at these. They are looking rather nice as well. Pretty damn good for out of the box. We've got some panels here for inside the cockpit. That's looking pretty well detailed as well, but it's one of those, I'm assuming it's one of those kind of cockpits where, you know, the tub's all bare and then you stick on all your little panels and stuff. But that's looking, it's looking pretty good actually for out of the box. Not seeing any you know, flash or anything like that, and you know, rightly so. I mean, it is supposed to be a new mold. You're not going to get any flash really with this. Lots of different display panels here, so this is probably going to be different versions of Phantoms, which probably means that we've probably got like a B display instrument panels on here, so you know, one of these might be a different version, which means we're probably going to see more F4 Phantoms come out from Academy, so that's kind of good, as I say. So moving along, we've got some white plastic now, so we are getting a few different colours going on here. Just going to get this out of the bag and maybe we can have a look at the detail on this as well. Zoom in again. Right, and hopefully you might be able to see, you know, we've got that nice rivet detail, recessed panel line detail. It's all there, it's all looking nice. We've got our cutout top here, so you know, again, different versions. Yeah. So that does look good. As I say, I mean, I'm a bit kind of like, is the recessed panel line a bit too fine that we're not going to be able to get our washes in there like some Academy kits, but it is all looking good. So let's try and speed this up a bit now. In here we've got more, in this big bag here we've got more grey plastic, which we have our tub in here, which is as I say, all plain. We're going to be building our panels and instruments onto that. We've got two nose sections here, and we've got our air intakes, which they look quite nice. There are ejector pin marks on the inside of these air intakes, so you might want to sort them out. Let's get all these screws out here for a sec. Right then, now in this one we've got some nice little bits. Just get this open. Right then, what we got here, we've got our fuel tank, which does look nice. Air intakes, ooh, now that's nice. Now you don't normally get that. I'm going to bring you in on this one. Right, what we got here is our air intakes. Now normally, right, air intakes, they've always got the ejector pin marks inside these air intakes, but really nicely actually there is no ejector pin marks, which doesn't happen very often, shall we say, so that is a nice touch. We don't even have them on this side, so I do like that. That is a nice bit of work. We haven't got to mess around sanding out those ejector pin marks, and again, all these little pieces in here, no flash or anything like that. We've got a nice little pilot here, which actually is a rather nice figure. There's a lot of detail going on this little figure, so that is a nice bonus as well. We've got some more detail here to look at, and as you can see, it is nice detail going on. It really is kind of competing with the Hasegawa Phantom, to be honest with you. It's just, I'm just kind of seeing this kind of very kind of, it's almost borderline faint. Is the recessed panel line going to take a wash? Which, if it doesn't, is going to be a pain, because it means you're going to have to come along and give a light rescribe of everything on the model, which isn't going to be nice. So hopefully that isn't going to be the problem, but it's kind of looking like it might be, okay, but don't hold me to that because I haven't built it. In here we've got a bunch of weapons, and we've got two sprues the same. We've got two pilots in here, which also, you know, same level as detail as the last pilot we saw. We've got a load of free fall bombs. There's about 12 in here. We've got the triple ejection systems as well, well, so we can really load this up to the none, compared to, I mean, really, I know with the Hasegawa ones, they don't really give you that much in weapons. They do give you some, but they don't give you that much, so that you have to go out and you have to go buy their weapons packs, and, you know, same routine as the F-14, but at least you do get some weapons with the F4 Hasegawas, but you get a lot more with these by the looks of it, so that is quite cool. Again, everything's looking nice on those sprues, no real problems. We've got another 2 bags of weapons here, and this is like pure air-to-air missiles, and we have something like 20 Sidewinder missiles on here, which they are different versions of Sidewinders, but still 20, as well as 8 Sparrows. I don't know if they're like 2 different versions going on there, but a heap load of weapons, which is great. And then we've got basically what makes a B version, which is our wings here. Now, what we have here is, again, really kind of, it is nice recessed panel line detail, as hopefully you can see. It is nice with nice recesses and rivets. It's just, I don't know if it's a bit too fine. I mean, actually this one looks really nice, the recessed detail on here. It's just, I don't know if it's going to be, as I say, a bit too fine. So hopefully it won't be, and hopefully I can build this to kind of, you know, settle that little issue. But also, again, the underside of the fuselage, it looks really nice. We can have flaps and slats in kind of like open and closed positions, which do look good. We've got our landing gear here, and again, that, ooh, have they? I know, okay, on this, because on the wheel well doors, okay, what normally happens is they stick those nasty ejector pin marks, which they haven't done on these. They have done on our air brake doors and the wheel ones here, but actually they're not that bad. Actually, they're almost kind of like, they look like they're actually part of it rather than looking like a big nasty ejector pin mark. So it's not too bad, but you know, they're still there. But you get that with most kits, and you definitely get it with the Hasegawa one. And it looks like we have this build our wheel wells as well in separate pieces, which does allow for more detail to go in there. And there are ejector pin marks in there as well. But let's face it, most people do that. Our landing gear does look really nice, no flash going on really on there, so there's not much work to kind of trim that up nicely. Looks really, really good. So moving along, what we've got left in the box, okay, we've got our clear canopy parts, right. We don't get an all-in-one canopy that you can get with some Hasegawa kits, but I mean, still, we've got a nice canopy by the looks of it here. We have got a slight seam going down, and actually it is quite a very faint one as well, a faint seam line. It's not as big as some of them can be. I mean, actually it's really faint, actually, to be honest with you. So that's a good one. We've not got one on the front here, but yeah, we've got a faint seam line that needs to be slightly polished out and buffed up all nicely. It is quite shiny out of the box, but a little bit of a buff up I think will help that. But I mean, they do look nice, and our little pins here are just nicely in the right place to cut them, rather than they put them on the side sometimes, which that's annoying and it messes it up. So yeah, looking good on our canopy part. Now packaging, I must say, it was just a throw it in there in its own separate bag. Own separate bag's good, but I mean, you know, I like a little bit extra packaging around the canopy section. So what we've got left in the box now, and a bit of advertising stuff, we've got our instructions and decals. Well, actually we've got a few things going on here. Right, first off we have our massive decals stencil diagram here, and it really is showing you some immense decaling to do with this actual kit. Nice in colour, glossy, kind of almost poster-like instructions for that. We turn it over and we've got some more decal instructions to do, you know, so that's a nice little touch. I do like it when they do it nicely in colour and glossy, but as you can see, there is a lot of decals that are going to go into this, so that's a nice little touch. May as well jump onto the decals while we're at it. As you can see, I mean, it says printed by cartographer, made in Italy, so I mean we're talking cartographer decals, which is great. I do love those kind of decals, and as you can see, we have just got like millions of these tiny little decals to go here, there and everywhere on this kit, and there are just loads, which is, you know, common for F4s to have like heap loads of markings on there. And then we've got our nice kind of colourful Sundowners decals to go with this as well, so that is a really nice touch. And we've got a load of weapons, so a load of nice decals by a nice manufacturer cartographer as well, so we should have no problems there. We've then also got a nice little kind of weapons loadout sheet, which kind of gives you an idea of how you could load up your F4 Phantom. So keep moving along. We have our instructions, which I want to quickly go through, and it's really nice how I do like it when they kind of come along and go, you know, here's the life colour, Humbrol, Testers, Revell, Vallejo, all the different colours that you could use for this F4 Phantom, rather than kind of mix this and mix that. So moving through, we've got our big kind of pull-out kind of instructions here rather than page by page, and looking through it, you know, you're going to build your cockpit all into lots of different pieces to build up all the detail. The same with the wheel wells, lots of pieces to build up the detail, and we've got all, as I've said, different slats in different positions. And it does look pretty straightforward. It does look like you're going to probably get there quite nicely with it in the end. And that looks about it really. We'll turn this over and we've got a load more here. We've got some nice call-outs for painting your pilot. We've got a nice little ladder actually for if you want a canopy open, you can have the ladder there as well, and that's it really. I mean, the instructions, they should get you there. I mean, we don't want to harp on it too much about that, and I just want to also say that this kit, this particular kit as well, was provided by Boys Town Military Miniatures, so thanks for you guys to giving us this kit for us to give a review of, and also give away this actual kit in the March 2013 competition. So thanks for that, Boys Town Military Miniatures, and I hope you've enjoyed this inbox review. Now, if you want to go to the website at genesismodels.co.uk, there you'll find loads more videos of inbox reviews and even final conclusions where I've actually built the kit and all those kind of stuff, as well as how to be a professional modeler with step-by-step video builds, rapid video builds and all sorts of product reviews. So I hope you've enjoyed.